We are gonna start with our session. Okay, so before going to do that, let me share the screen. I hope everyone can able to see the screen, right? Please confirm, can you able to see this? Okay,
Yes, sir. Screen is visible.
okay. So, okay guys, in the cyber security, okay, we are gonna focus on majorly three main aspects. That is CIA, that can be called as the CIA. Okay. So CIA, or even we can call it as the CIA triad. Okay, where C stands for the confidentiality, and I stands for the integrity, and A stands for the availability. Okay, so whereas coming to confidentiality, so do you have any idea about confidentiality? What do you mean by confidential?
Only authorized people can access the data.
Only authorized people can.
Access the data. Sorry.
Yep. So they can able to access the data. So only authorized people can able to access the data. Okay. So here, see, in the confidentiality, data should be accessed by authorized users. Okay. And here, say for example, consider you are having the lock screen for your mobile phone, right? So you are the owner, or else consider I am the owner of my mobile, and my mobile is having the lock screen password where only I know that password because I am the owner. So only I know the password of my mobile phone. Okay. Since I am the authorized user, I can know the password and I can able to enter the password and I can able to get access to my mobile phone. So here, password is a confidential information which can be maintained between the only with me. It can be maintained only with me. So this is the sensitive information, the confidential information, which should be maintained secretly, where I should not reveal it with anyone. Otherwise, someone may misuse my password and they will get access to my data, where they can get access to all my information, personal information in my mobile. Okay. So here, for example, consider now my brother is asking for the access to my mobile phone. Like he want to use my phone, and I told him the password where he is accessing my mobile phone. Okay. Now in this scenario, can you tell me whether the data is confidentiality is maintained or not?
It's depend on what kind of data you have in your phone.
Like,
Like maybe banking details and all if you are having, and if your phone is just used for calling purpose, then there is no issue in that.
mhm. So it depends upon the usage of the data you use, right? So actually, what if I say the confidentiality is maintained? Because see, I am the authorized person and I am the owner of the mobile. So I am allowing him to enter my password. I am revealing my password to him and he is accessing my phone. Okay. So here we can say the confidentiality is maintained because I am the owner of that mobile and I am giving the access to him. So definitely we can say the confidentiality is maintained here. Okay. So that means now this sensitive information, the confidential information should be maintained only between both of us. Me and my brother are the authorized people to get access to my mobile now. Only we should maintain that information. Apart from me and my brother, if anyone is getting access to that data of that mobile phone, then we can say there is a loss of confidentiality. Okay. because I am the owner and I am giving him the permission to use my mobile. Okay, then we can say the confidentiality is maintained here. Okay, is that clear?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And now coming to the integrity. So, what do you mean by integrity? Here,
Data cannot be altered.
yep, data cannot be altered. So, here we can make sure that the data remain original. Okay, that means no tampering or modification is done to the data. Okay, so data remain original, no tampering or modification is done to the data. So, how can you make sure that the data remain original? Any idea? Let us suppose I have created a Word document and I was sending it to one person. Consider the person as the Mr. X. I am sending my document to the Mr. X. Now, Mr. X has received the document. He has gone through the content of the document. But how can Mr. X make sure that this is the original information and no tampering or modification is done to the data? How can he make sure that?
Allowing them to view only or read only permissions.
It's not about the read-only permissions.
We can use hash calculator.
We can use the hash calculator. Okay. So we can make use of it's not about the hash calculator as well. It's all about the hash values. Actually, what we do is like we are gonna create the hash value to our data. Okay. And with that, we can able to make sure that the data remain original. So for example, here I am using the notepad. Okay. For this notepad, what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna create the hash value. Once I create the hash value and now I am sending this Word document, sorry, notepad with the Mr. X. Okay, now Mr. X has received this notepad, and once the Mr. X has received this notepad, what it will be happened is like I am sending the hash value of this document to the Mr. X in another email. Okay, now when the Mr. X is checking with the hash value of the document, if both the hash values are matched, then we can say the integrity of this file is maintained. Otherwise, we can say there is a loss of integrity. Okay. So for that, we can use different applications. Even online hash values are also available in the internet. So, but out of which we can use the hash calculator application. Okay. So just a second. I hope you can able to see the screen, right? Everyone.
Yes, yes, we can see.
Yeah. So here I am using the online hash calculator, which is available in the internet, where we can access to it directly. And you can see here at the below, there are different algorithms like MD2, MD4, MD5, SHA-1, and SHA-224, SHA-256. So all these are the hashing algorithms. Okay, we are having the different algorithms over here. So for example, let me select SHA-256. So now here I'm gonna enter a text. Okay. Mm, let me create a text here. Just give me a second. See, I am adding some text here. Okay. So you can see I have given some information here and I have created the document. And now what I'm gonna do is like I am gonna create the hash value using the SHA-256. Whenever you click on the hash this, you can see this is the value which I have received. Let me copy it and let me paste it over here. Okay. So I'm gonna paste it here. This is the SHA-256 hash value that I received. Now, what I'm doing is like the best part of the hash values is even a minute change in the information or in the data is going to change the entire hash value. So what I'm going to do here is like I am going to add the full stop. Okay. I'm going to add the full stop to my data. I did not change any information here. I'm just adding the full stop here. Okay. So now whenever I click on the hash this button, you can see again, it was generated one more hash value. Now I'm gonna copy it and I'm gonna paste it over here. Okay. Now can you tell me whether both the values are same or it is different?
It's a different.
It's different, right? So that is the specialty of this hash values. Even a minute change in the data is gonna change your entire hash value. Now I am sending my document. So this document with the Mr. X, and I am saying that this is the hash value for my data. So whenever Mr. X calculate the hash value of the data using the SHA-256 algorithm, he has received this hash value. So based upon this, Mr. X can able to assume that this is not the original data. This is the different data. So the file has been tampered or the file has been modified. So this is not the original file. This is how we can able to make sure that whether the data is tampered or not. So with this, we can able to say whether the integrity is maintained or not. Here with this, we can say there is a loss of integrity. Okay, there is a loss of integrity. So now you might be having a doubt like, what if I reverse the value? If I remove this full stop, again I'm gonna get the same value or different value. We can check that. Once again, I have removed the full stop, and now I'm generating the hash value. And if you copy it and if you paste it here, let me paste it on the EFO. Okay. Now if you type Control V, now you can see whether both the values are same or it's different.
Yeah, looks same.
It's same. That is what. So every time for same information, we get the same hash value. Okay. For same data, we will get the same hash value. Okay. So that is the specialty of the hash value. Okay. So this is the specialty of the hash value. So with this, we can able to make sure that whether the file integrity has been maintained or not. Okay. With this, we can able to assume that whether the file integrity has been maintained or not. Okay. So this is how we can able to say. Even we can create the hash values for the files, or if you're downloading anything from the internet now, you can able to identify the hash values for each and every file. Okay. So for example, if you are downloading the Kali Linux operating system, if you go to this kali.org website, you can see here. So I'm downloading the file. So if you observe here, there is the option called sum. If you click on this sum, you can see this is the SHA-256 value of this file. Whenever you download this file and you calculate the hash value of this file, if you are getting the same hash value, then we can able to make sure that this is the original file and no tampering has been done. That means it is safe to use. If the hash value did not match, then we can assume the file has been modified where it is not safe to use. Okay, not only this, any file you download from the internet, in the official site, you will be having the hash value for each and every file. Okay, is that clear or any doubts? Hello, guys, is it clear or any doubts?
Yeah, it's clear.
It's clear, right? Yeah. So this is how we maintain the integrity of the data. Okay. Now the last one is availability. So in the availability, so what we are gonna do is like here we are gonna make sure that the service should be available whenever the user required. So that means we should run our service for 24 by 7 because we don't know when the user is going to utilize our service, right? So for example, consider Flipkart service. So can you able to say when the user is going to open the Flipkart site? We cannot able to say that, right? And we don't know when the user is going to open the Facebook or when the user is going to open the Amazon Prime or Netflix. But we need to make sure that we are going to run our service for 24 by 7 without any interruption so that whenever the user requires or whenever the user want to utilize the service will be available. It leads to the smooth operations for the organization. So it leads to the smooth business for the organizations. Okay. Instead, if user is planning to utilize any service, for example, user is planning to watch the movie in the Netflix. Now whenever the user is opening the Netflix application, the site is not opening for the user. So do you think the user is going to utilize that service every time? If they fail to maintain the service, so definitely the user will be going for alternate option like the Prime Videos or like the Hotstar or AGO or any other service. Okay, so like this. So what it is happening here is like if it is happening like this, the you company Netflix is gonna lose the customers where it leads to the downfall of the reputation of the organization, and along with that, even it is gonna impact on their business, complete shutdown of their business. Okay, so that is the reason we should able to make sure that the service is available for 24 by 7. Okay, then only we can run the services very smooth. Okay, and here no matter how good we maintain the things, okay, so even though we are running the service for 24 by 7, uh sometimes due to the natural calamities like earthquakes or any heavy rainfall or like the floods are taking place now, definitely it is gonna lead to the destruction of the servers or destruction of the application. Now if the server got damaged, we cannot able to get access to the application. So during that time we were unable to get the access to the servers, right, to the applications. So to overcome this scenario, what the companies will do is like they are gonna place their servers in the multiple locations. Like they will place one server in India, one in US, one in Japan, and one in Singapore, so that if one server is gonna get damaged because of these natural calamities, at least the users can able to get the response from the next nearest server. so that the companies can able to run the service without any interruption. So this is how the companies are taking precautions to maintain or provide the service without any interruption. Okay. So is that clear or any doubts? Hello, guys. At least try to
Yes,
type
yes.
it in the chat.
Clear, sir.
Yes, Anton, clear.
Okay. So it is clear, right? So this is all about the CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. And in the cybersecurity, these are the three major aspects that we are gonna focus. Okay, this is what we are gonna focus in the cyber security. Okay, so here now coming to the next topic, so we are gonna discuss about the types of cyber attacks. Because why we are focusing on the cyber security? Because a lot of cyber crimes are taking place. So that is the reason to overcome from that situation. So we are gonna focus on the cyber security. Okay. So here, since the cyber crimes are taking place a lot and people are impacting with the cyber crime and even the companies are impacting with the cyber crime, so it is always recommended to focus on the cyber security. So if you want to focus on the cyber security, first of all, you should know like what are the different types of cyber crimes that are there and how these crimes will be committed. If we know that, then only we can able to maintain the better security. Okay. So now, can you tell me what are the cyber crimes or cyber attacks that you know?
SQL injection,
SQL injection,
malware, ransomware,
so malwares, ransomwares,
Yeah, spyware maybe, and something like attack on server, DDoS or
social engineer,
okay,
Trojan horse,
social engineering, DOS, or DDoS,
DDoS, yeah.
Trojan horse, okay,
SQL
SQL
injection,
injection, okay, that's it.
ransomware,
Mhm. Ransomware,
online fraud,
sorry,
online fraud.
online fraud.
Yes.
So these crimes can be committed through online only, right?
Like the money scam or
phishing, sir,
Phishing,
Malware,
sorry,
malware,
where, anything else? Okay, now can you tell me what do you mean by social engineering attack? So we will discuss about these attacks in detail. So can anyone tell me what do you mean by social engineering?
By observing their moves.
Whose moves?
Person.
Okay, so what do they do after observing the person? Hello? So, okay, guys, social engineering attack. So, social engineering attack is a kind of attack where it can be used against the human beings, okay, to trap the people, like to make the people to believe that they are the genuine people. Like, for example, we are gonna get the calls from the people stating that we are calling from so and so bank and we are updating our bank servers recently. And I hope you might have heard that thing. So now we are updating our server, so you will be receiving OTP on your mobile number. If you don't tell that OTP, so your account will get freeze. So can you tell me what is the OTP that you have received over there? And whenever we reveal that OTP now, then we are gonna lose money from our bank accounts. Actually, these calls will be done by the hackers, the scammers, and they are making us to believe these people are genuinely bank employees. Okay, so if you believe them now, we can call them as the we can call it as the social engineering attack. Okay, they're making us to believe it as the genuine. Okay, and not only that, even hmm, we used to say at home, like even though we don't go to the college, if we bunk the college also at home, we say to our parents, we have gone to the college today and today we have the extra hours, so that is the reason we got late. But the real thing is like we have bunked the college and we have gone out for the movie with the friends where we go to late. But in home, we will be telling to our parents like this, and even they are believing us, right? If they believe us, even that can be called as the social engineering attack. So social engineering attack is a kind of attack where we are making the people to believe us as the genuine and we are making them to reveal the information that we required. Okay. So this kind of attack can be called as the social engineering attack. Is that clear or any doubts related to the social engineering attack? Hello,
Yes, yes,
guys, can you
yes,
hear me?
yeah.
Okay. And coming to the phishing. So phishing is also a kind of attack where it will be used against us to steal the sensitive information like the usernames, passwords, credit card and debit card related information, and CVV details. To capture this information, the confidential information, the hackers use the phishing attacks. So here, hacker is gonna send a link with us. Okay, whenever you click on that link, it is gonna open a page which looks like the legitimate page. Okay, so it is gonna look like the legitimate page, but whenever you go to that page and if you fill the details over there now, then it is gonna steal our credentials where the hacker can able to use those credentials to get access to our accounts, and this kind of attack can be called as the phishing attack. Okay, so phishing is a kind of attack which will be used against us to steal our sensitive information like the usernames and passwords and credit card or debit card numbers and other details. Okay, this kind of attack can be called as the phishing attack. Even in the phishing also, we are gonna make use of the social engineering attack technique because we are making the people to believe it as a genuine, right? So that is the thing where we are gonna use the social engineering technique to perform the phishing attack. So with the techniques and tactics of the phishing attack only, we can able to launch this phishing attack. Okay, is that clear? And during your training program, you will be having the practical session for this phishing and the social engineering attacks. Okay, we will be having the practical session for that where you can able to understand more clearly. Okay, so is that clear or any doubts? So guys, please respond.
Clear, sir.
Yes, clear.
Okay. And the next one is DOS or DDoS attack. So in the DOS and DDoS attack, what the hacker is gonna do is like, see, DOS or DDoS attack, the hacker is gonna generate the huge amount of the traffic. Okay, where the server was unable to bear that load and it stopped working and it will be get crashed so that no one can able to get the access from the server. Okay, so here the hacker is generating the huge amount of the traffic where it leads to the destruction of the server where the users were unable to make use of the, I mean, get access to that application or that particular server. Okay. So here the major difference between the DOS and DDoS attack is in the DOS attack, the hacker is gonna use the single PC to perform the attack, whereas in the DDoS attack, the hacker is gonna use the multiple pieces. The hacker is using some multiple pieces, like around 10 to 20 pieces or like 100 to 1000 pieces. He is controlling those pieces and sending instruction to those all those pieces and using these pieces as a bot army. And with that, the hacker is gonna perform the attack from all these pieces at a time where the server is unable to bear that load and finally it leads to the destruction or the of the server where it stopped responding to the users. Okay, so this is how the DDoS or DOS attack will be done. Okay, is that clear or any doubts? So the best example you can see is like during the time of the release of your exam results, if you are trying to get access to your site, like the results site, can we able to get access to the results site?
We have a load we cannot.
No, it is, we definitely we are not gonna get the access to that server and it is asking us to try again after some time
Sir,
because in the normal
server will be
time,
down.
yep, because in the normal time, the people who get access to that server is very low. We can count them on the fingertips, right? Because no one is ready to go to that results page in our day-to-day life. But during the time of the release of your results, see, everyone, all the graduate students and all the college students, all the school students are trying to access the server at the same time. Like some lakhs of people are trying to get access to the server at the same time, where the traffic will be generated very huge. And finally, it leads to the destruction of the server because the server cannot able to bear that load and finally it stopped responding to us. Okay, consider there is a lift and the lift can able to carry only 8 people at a time. Okay, now consider ninth person is added to the lift. Now can you tell me whether the lift can able to move or not? So the lift will not work for us. It will be saying like lift is overloaded and we need to get down from that lift. Okay. So the lift will stop working. Okay. The lift will stop working and it will not move up or down until and unless we decrease the weight or decrease the load. In the same way, the servers also can able to accept certain number of results at the same time. If the number of requests are more than that, then definitely the application was unable to get access to the server. Okay, and the application is not gonna responding to the server and finally it leads to the destruction of the application or the server. Okay. So here this is how the DOS and DDoS attack are being, where the hackers are generating the huge amount of traffic on the target, and finally it is gonna stop responding to us. Okay. And the server is not gonna work for us. Okay. This is all about the DOS and DDoS attack. Is that clear or any doubts? Everyone, please respond, guys. Guys, can you able to hear me? At least try to type it in the chat box. I can see only two people are responding in the chat box.
Yes, yes, welcome. Clear.
Okay. So now, what do you mean by Trojan horse? Anybody, any idea?
Backdoor.
Okay. It acts like a backdoor. Okay. So actually, in the Trojan horse, what it is happening is like, if you are having idea, in the ancient days, there is a war between the Troys and the Greek. Okay. So there is a war between the Troys and Greek, and where the Troys were unable to beat the Greek army. And during that time, there is a tradition that the winning team will be taking the horse from the losing team, okay, as a glory of their victory. So the Troyes were unable to defeat the Greeks during that time. So then what it is happened is like, what the Troyes have done is like they have prepared a wooden horse and they made their army people, their soldiers, to sit into that wooden horse, okay. And during the time of the war, they have left that wooden horse in front of the Greeks' kingdom and they left from there. Okay. Now, what the Greeks army has thought is like, since we are the winners of this war, so they might have left this horse here itself. So now, what they have done is like they have taken that horse into their kingdom. Okay. They have opened the doors and taken that horse into their kingdom. And then after, what it is happened is like during the night time when all the soldiers of the kingdom are sleeping, the people inside the wooden horse or came out of the horse, that wooden horse, and the soldiers of the Troys in the wooden horse have came out from that wooden horse, and they have opened the doors of the Greek kingdom where the Troy's army can able to enter into the kingdom. And thereafter, once they enter into the kingdom, so they have defeated the Greeks army after entering into their kingdom. Okay. So here, this horse is a trap where it looks like the legitimate one. Even whenever you're downloading any application from the internet, it may look like the legitimate one. Okay. But either it can be legitimate or it may not be legitimate. Okay. But here we need to be always careful whenever we are downloading any application, because if it enters into our device now, it is gonna bypass all the firewalls and antiviruses, and it is gonna give the access to the hacker, where the hacker he can able to enter into our network and he can able to like do whatever he want, either like to delete the data or to like uh, modify the data or to upload any content or like to download any content. The hacker can able to do all his work. Once it is done, then we are gonna leave the traces or clear the all the traces, and we are gonna leave that network. Okay. So here, this is how these Trojan horse are acting. Okay. So from that war, they have made it as a, from the Trojan war, they have named it as a Trojan horse. Okay. So here, these all look like the genuine applications, and once it enters into our network, our device, it is going to open the doors in the back end, back doors, and where it is allowing the hacker to enter into our network by bypassing all the antivirus and the firewall. Okay. So is that clear? What is Trojan horse? And do you have any? Okay. Now coming to the ransomware attack. What do you mean by ransomware attack? Any idea?
Hackers steal the data and demand ransom.
So here, hackers are not gonna steal the data. The hackers are gonna send the malware into our devices where it is gonna encrypt our data. Okay, here it is encrypting all our data where we cannot able to get access to our data. If you want to get access to your data, all you need to do is like you need to pay the money to the hackers where the hacker is gonna provide you the key so that you can able to decrypt your data. Okay, so actually if you want to get that key you need to provide the pay the money to the hackers. You can see the name ransomware. So the name itself it is defining ransom is money, demanding for money, and where is nothing but a software. A software which demands for the money can be called as a ransomware. Okay, so here whenever the ransomware has like this malware enters into our device now, it is gonna encrypt all our data and it will be turned into the unreadable language. And if you want to get access to your data, you need to pay money which is demanded by the hackers. Even though by paying money, it is not guaranteed that we are gonna get our data. Okay, so here there is no guarantee of getting our data back. So what do we do? So what do we do is like it is never ever recommended to pay the money to the hackers, because if you pay money, the hackers may ask you to pay again and again. No matter how many times you pay, they will be asking you that many times. Okay. So here that is what it is never ever recommended to pay the money to the hackers. Instead, what you can do is like you can able to maintain the regular backups. So here the best precaution for this ransomware is it is always suggested to maintain the backups every day so that if you are affected with the ransomware attack now, what you can do is like you can able to restore your PC, format your PC, and then after you can able to restore your data from the backup. So once you format the PC, you can able to restore your data from the backup. So that is the reason it is always recommended to take the backup every day. And if consider we have taken the backup till yesterday evening, and today we did not take the backup till 12 p.m. as well. Okay. Now what it is happened is like so now consider at 12 p.m. Sorry, in the next day there is a attack that is taken place at the 12 p.m. Okay. Now what it is happened is that the data got encrypted again. Okay. Now here since the data get encrypted, so what we can do is like we can able to delete all the data and restore the data from the backup, and we can do our work. Okay, even though if you miss, you are gonna miss the data till 12 o'clock only. Okay, because we have the backup till yesterday evening, and today we did not take the backup because backup will be taken place every day evening. Okay, so it will be taken place every day evening whenever we are leaving the office. So even though if you miss any data, that is gonna be only for the half day. Okay, so instead of losing the entire data, using the data for half day is better, right? So that is the reason backup is the best option for us to maintain the like to overcome these ransomware attacks. Okay, so backup is the best option for us to overcome from these ransomware attacks. Okay, so is that clear about ransomware or any doubt? Because it is not entertained to pay the money, they will be asking you to pay money in the form of the bitcoins, which is very high, very huge. So it is not easy to pay that much of money. So that is the reason we are not suggesting you to pay money for the hackers. Instead, we are gonna maintain the security measurement. Okay. So I hope it is clear for everyone, right?
Sir.
Okay. And coming to the SQLI. SQLI stands for the SQL injection. SQL injection is a type of attack where it will be working only for the MySQL databases. Nowadays, majority of the people are shifting to NoSQL as well. But here, SQL injection attack can be done on the databases who are having the MySQL database. Okay. So here, what it is happening is like whenever we see any username and password field in the browser, we don't know whether they were like the SQL sites or like the non-SQL sites. We don't know, right? So we will be checking that whether the site is vulnerable site or like the non-vulnerable site, and whether if it is having any flaws related to the SQL injection or not. We will be cross-checking all the details, and then after we are gonna make ready with our bullets, I mean our payload, the weapon with the payload, and we are gonna launch the attack. Okay, so here in the SQL injection, we can perform it on the text field areas. Like you can do it in the username and password field, okay, or else you can use it on the login field, and we can use it any place wherever we have the place to enter the text, okay. So we can perform this SQL injection attack in the text input fields wherever we can able to add the text, okay. So is that clear that SQL injection or any doubt?
Clear, sir.
Even without knowing the username and password also, we can able to grab their username and password. Okay, everything is possible with this SQL injection. Okay. So now, is it clear for everyone?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, fine. So today in this session, we have discussed about CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, and then after we have discussed about the types of attacks, and along with that, even we have done the brush up session, like what exactly we do in this cybersecurity. And we have discussed about the CA, like hash calculator practically. And then after we have discussed about the phishing attack, search engine attack, DOS and DDoS attack, Trojan horse attack, SQL injection, and ransomware attack. We have discussed about all these things in the today's class, right? So any doubts related to today's session?
How to protect from all these attacks?
So that is what I told you now. For ransomware, backup is the better option. And for SQL flaws, we can able to maintain the follow the secure coding practices. Okay, while developing the application itself, we can able to follow the secure coding practices. Okay, and for phishing links, it is never ever recommended to click on the unknown links for sure.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Okay, and for DOS and DDoS attacks, so there will be a option to, like what do we say? There will be an option to disable the DOS and DDoS attack thing on our application. So we can able to enable that option where it is gonna provide the protection from the DOS and DDoS attacks. So whenever it's a huge number of flooding packets from the same IP, they will be blocking those IPs. Okay. So it will be the automated process. And phishing links, it is never ever recommended for you to click on the other links, and even to utilize the things, it is never recommended to do it on someone's laptop. It would be like, sorry, whenever you are never ever entertained to click on any of the links which you receive in your mails or in your phones or like in the WhatsApp or anywhere. And even though if you click on that links, it is never ever recommended to download anything or don't forward these messages to any people in your contacts. And along with that, even though if you click it accidentally now, make sure that you did not download anything and please close the tab immediately and restart your mobile phone. If accidentally any app got installed now, so please go to the settings and in the applications you can see the list of the apps, and if you found anything is not useful, you can uninstall those applications. Okay. So these are the best common techniques for the prevention of the phishing attacks. Okay. And we can able to make sure whether it's a phishing link or like the normal link by looking at the URL only. Okay.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah. So these are the remediation techniques that we can follow for each and every attack. Okay. And in the tomorrow session, we will work with the practical session on the phishing, or we will do the practical session on the docs attack. So we will do any one attack as a practical session in the tomorrow's class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So do you have any doubts, guys? In case if you're having any doubts, you can ask me. Any doubts you can ask me related to the training content or anything. Guys, please respond.
Sir, SOG,
Sorry.
SOG, sir. SOC.
So what is your doubt related to this?
Sir, how many days it may take to cover?
See, this entire training program is for 2.5 months,
Yes, sir.
and we are gonna cover all these things over there.
Yeah.
Okay. So the entire program is carried out for 2.5 months, and based upon that only, we have prepared this content, and we are gonna like teach you along with the practical sessions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Any other doubts? And guys, see, remember for each and everything, you will be having the practical session. So 80% of your training program will be having the practical sessions. Okay. Where you will be getting more hands-on sessions.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys, in case if you don't have any doubts, you can leave for today and let's meet tomorrow. Or if you're having any doubts, you can ask me right away.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. You can leave for today and let's meet tomorrow, where tomorrow we are gonna perform the practical sessions. Okay. Yeah, thank you guys and have a great day. So Sham, I did not get you. So you are mentioning something like I'm not able to connect now. So can you tell me what exactly the problem is? So even though you are from the non-IT background, so you can go for the cybersecurity. So that is the specialty of this field. So this is for everyone. Okay. So major there are many of my students who are from the non-IT background and who got settled in this particular technology in the cybersecurity field. So I have many students. Yep. Okay, guys. Thank you. Have a great day, and you can leave for today. And let's meet tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.